Let's see here.
Oh, you got me. Here you go. What's up?
Hold on. Let's see here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to.
I've been able to hear you for 15 minutes, man.
Oh, God. I didn't see your big old head pop up on the screen, so that's why I figured you weren't here yet. But hold on. Let's see here. Turn the microphone. All right. That's what happens with a live show. Let's see here. So I've got that. Speakers. Let's see here. All right. Let me see.
Where are you at right now, man?
Hold on. Let me get.
What do you mean, hold on?
Right,
where the hell are you at?
Hold on, real quick. Let's see here. Okay, are you there, Joe?
Hey, you sound good now. What country you in?
No, the country of Texas.
Country of Texas. About time. About damn time.
I have been around here lately, man. So I'm glad that I have you here. Oh, look at that shirt. All right, very cool.
This was the 2022 shirt.
All right, man. Let me see it real quick because it's a little. Can you stand up a little bit? There you go. Oh man, I like that. Yeah, very cool. I like the color too.
Yeah, it turned out pretty nice.
I like the color. Cool. Hey, does it sound all right? Do I sound okay?
You sound great, man.
It's good. You're always good for my positivity, and I need compliments here and there, and so I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for, man. That's what you pay me the big bucks for.
What's going on, Softball by Fat? I know your name, and I have called you by your name, but now I'm going to respect your social media name. Let's see here. He says, nothing much. Just got home from work. Glad I could finally catch a live show.
Well, we're glad that Trini's back from his 6-month hiatus where he visited 9 countries and I don't know how many cities in the United States, but we're all glad to have Trini back.
I'm happy to be back, man. I miss it, and in fact, I'm feeling really uncomfortable doing this particular show because I'm not used to it. It's like as far as being live, So I'm excited. Got the nerves, but whenever you're around, it always makes it a lot better. So I know not everybody wants to hear us have our romantic relationship continued right now. So I know they want to get to the show.
Screw everybody else, man.
All right. So let's see here. We've got, let's see here. He goes, he's in the houseboat with all the rain hitting Texas right now. No joke, man. Dallas. It's crazy. We were in Dallas last weekend, and they had their longest dry spell. I think it was like 60 something days of no rain. And then in one day, they ended up having more rain than they normally get in a year. That's how bad it was in Dallas. Yeah, that's crazy.
That sounds like St. Louis the week before our tournament. We ended up getting, I think we had 12 inches one day and 5 the next. And we got 17 inches in a short period of time like that. It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Had a bunch of flooding and stuff like that. So
I saw that. And that was about how long ago?
That was the week prior to the tournament.
Okay. Yeah. I do remember that. Yep. I saw that. We were on, I don't remember where we were at, but I did see it. So, yeah, that rain's hitting everybody hard. Audrey says, nice shirt.
Audrey back in the States now. That's great. That's good to hear.
The only bad thing, nobody wants to hear this, but the only bad thing about traveling so much is you end up, when you get home, you end up having a lot to do. So
you end up having to cook for yourself. You have to do your own laundry. You got to do your own laundry. All the
lowly chores of being a citizen of the States.
All the shit that Trinidadians don't have to normally do.
Hey, Deanna, I know Deanna's in the background. So Deanna, can you send me that outline real quick? I don't know if I got it or not, but before we get started. So I know we got 30 seconds before we get started. Hey, look at this. Karina, that's what I'm talking about. It's a brand new mommy and daddy right there. She goes, hey guys,
Very nice.
can't wait to get back to Texas with our brand new baby Martins. We're really happy that everything went well and that you guys are doing well, and the brand new baby is ready to start traveling. We want you here, man.
Are they coming out in September?
I don't know. I know that I didn't think they'd be ready to travel with a brand new baby like that. So I don't know. Be interesting to see. Let's find out.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Oh, Ricky Barry, he's back in the house. That's Shane's son there.
All right. What's going on, Ricky? Man, you have had an interesting life with your dad. I know that. It's been very entertaining for you, Ricky, I'm sure.
To say the least.
Andreas, what's up, man?
What up,
I'm
Andy?
missing hanging out with the boys, man. I miss St. Louis, as we talked about before, and I'm really missing them. And ultimately, I did miss that tournament, and I wasn't happy about it, man. So I got to make sure. Whenever my wife asks me if she wants to go on another vacation, if I want to go, I'm telling her just hold off. Wait till we get out of the hot tub. Wait till the moon is out setting on the beach, and you catch me in a moment where I just say yes to everything. So that's what I need to do, because she got me this last time.
You were so upset you got an extra 10 ounces on your ribeye and an extra margarita at dinner, didn't you?
Yep. Let's see. Live from BMAC watching. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's cool.
He must be playing league up there tonight, I'm guessing.
Have you thought about maybe seeing if Ricky could join the department and replace his dad with him?
I don't know if Ricky. I don't know if he's wanting to take Shane's place. Shane's kind of a one of a kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Entertainment for sure. All right, we'll get this show started. Hey, Tommy, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you here, and you know what I mean. It's cool to have you guys join. Well, I'm excited, man. Let's get this show on the road. Deanna, let's hit it. Partner in crime, Joe, joining me again. We got another special guest. Don't forget, man, I got your 6. All right, there we go. I like that song. I'm excited. All right, so we've got a few people joining us, man. We got Andreas, Softball by Fat, Tommy Eldridge, Rick Barry. Let's see. And then Audrey, she says, I can't wait to meet baby Audrey. Yeah, it's Daniel and Karina's baby. So I'm excited about that. And Pura Vida. You know what that means?
No.
Well, that's only that's probably the 6th and 7th word in Spanish that I know. And I only know that because we went to Costa Rica. So that's what they say, Pura Vida. So I can pronounce it the right way, but that's about it.
Are you gonna tell us what it means? You're just gonna?
Dude, that's like a generalized, like, how you doing? What's going on? Happy for you. Can I have another drink? Where are the restrooms? They use it for everything. But it is fun in Costa Rica. I went to Nicaragua. Hear that? I can roll my R's, Joe.
You got the accent, man. That's how long you were there. You picked up the accent.
Yep. Hey, Rick Barry says, I can't fill that hole.
Nobody can.
I know.
Shane leaves too big of a hole with that big ass head he's got.
But his shoes aren't hard to fill, I'm sure. They're not that big.
They're not. I think what's he got, size 6.5.
All right. And last one is Robert Chapa, man. It's my boy. He's from our team, but he has been in Washington, D.C., man. He's been up there on special assignment. And he says, greeting from Washington, D.C., praying for all our LEOs. God bless all of you. Miss hanging out with my SA Law brothers and playing softball. We miss you too, man. Hoping you can get back soon. You got a lot of rest up there, I'm sure. So better be ready to go when you get back. All right. So, Joe, let's see. Deanna did send our outline. So let me get this thing up here real quick. Let me see here. All right. So let me bring this up. It's always easier if I add it to my screen first. All right. There we go. Again, this is what happens with that live show, but that's all right. I'm catching the next message from Terry Dugan, which you can understand why I'm laughing, because Terry is a hoot. Deanna, bring up Terry's comment, please. I gotta stop looking at the comments, man. I'll just sit here and read comments all night long.
What's up, Terry?
Yeah, we forgot to put R-rated on this show, but that's all right. Let's see. All right. So, hey, man, first off, if you know who I am, I'm Trinidad. If you don't know who I am, I'm Trinidad. I'll put my banner on there real quick. You can take a look at that. And then after it looks like people have had enough time to read it, we'll bring up Joe's. But hey, I'll tell you what, if you find value in this, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, Trinidad. I would appreciate that. Helps out a lot. All right. So like we talked about before, just went to, I know, Joe, you asked me a lot. I went to Costa Rica, getting ready to go see Bill Burr. That's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if y'all know Bill Burr, but he's hilarious. And have you ever heard of him, Joe?
I've heard of him. Never saw him live in concert.
Dude, at one point,
never saw his live show.
You gotta at one point gotta look him up on YouTube and check him out, man. He's hilarious. And then gonna be going to your tournament, man. So if you guys haven't heard about Joe's tournament, it's coming up here soon. He just put on his tournament, his softball tournament,
Classic,
right?
Yep.
St. Louis Show Me Classic. And then he turns right around and puts on his golf tournament. So I'm going to spare you of the golf video, and I'm going to just go ahead and ask you for the details. So I want people to continue to hear the date and everything so that way they can make plans to go up.
I think we can officially retire that video, by the way.
Oh, never.
We'll make a new one this year. And but anyway, yeah, so it's September 16th. It's a Friday. It's going to start at 9 a.m. We'll probably have the full 144 golfers. It's at Missouri Bluffs. It's one of the nicer golf courses in St. Louis area, and we're hoping for good weather this year, obviously, and it's gonna be good food, good drinks, and good time.
Yeah, man. I booked my flight along with my buddy Chad, and we're headed up there. So I'm excited. Second year, and I love that course. So y'all should consider it, man. It's a very good tournament, well run. Obviously, Joe's putting it on with his his partners, and it's a lot of fun. So let's see here. So I'm going to be going to your tournament. Joe, what have you got going on in your life, man? It's been a little bit.
Working. It's my daughter's 10th birthday today. Brooklyn just turned 10.
All right.
So she's pretty pumped about hitting double digits. I got her some earrings. Yeah. So my other daughter, my oldest daughter, I just moved to Manhattan. So yes. She got a new position with her company she works for. Moved from Columbus, Ohio to Manhattan, and that was quite the event moving her up there. But we got up there in and out in about a day and a half and got everything moved in. She's settled in and trying to get accustomed to life in the fast lane out there. So, but she's doing really well. So right. That and work, man, that's about it. And running the last 2 months, obviously worrying about the Show Me Classic and this golf tournament coming up. So.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited to be able to recap the tournament. Wanted to get through a few things real quickly that I'm not on social media that much, but I do tune in here and there, and I'm able to catch some things. So check this out, man. Joe, I don't know if you saw the text, but we have DM Hull is how I pronounce it, who just retired. So check this out, man. I think it's pretty neat. I don't know DM Hull's full official name, but for the purposes of social media, I'm just going to stick to that, DM Hull. But I think that was really cool to be able to have, 30 years. I mean, you think about that, man. He started in 1992. That's a lot of experience right there. And, I know he's in our circuit. Yep. And I think it's just really cool that he's able to, not everybody was able to get to the point where they're able to put that kind of time in and ultimately see their retirement, as we're going to discuss here in just a minute, very briefly. And so, man, congratulations on not only obviously a career that's full of sacrifices, the ups and the downs and everything that goes with it, but definitely the point where you can reach retirement and be able to, go on and maybe spend a little bit more time with the family or go on those vacations, man. Congratulations, dude. Very cool.
Congrats. And just so everyone's aware, he's been a staple in the circuit, been playing with Metro Detroit's finest for several years. So if they're in a tournament, you've seen them play. So
all right.
Congrats, my man.
Yeah, man. Very cool. And we also have Detroit PSC. And so I don't know if you heard about this or not. I didn't know, but Detroit PSC won a tournament here recently called the Detroit Burn Tournament. They were the Detroit Burn Tournament winners. And that I know nothing about this tournament. I have no idea. I just saw it. They're in the circuit, so thought I'd mention it. And that's for the Detroit Fire Department Burn Center Tournament. So I figure with the Burn Center, obviously we understand what that is. And I'll tell you, I had a buddy of mine who was is actually a partner of mine. The robber unit ultimately was my supervisor. But, he had a lot of burns over his body. And he told me, he goes, man, that's one of the worst things you can, live through physically, at least when it comes to the recovery time. So, obviously there's a lot of sensitivity when it comes to that center, not just with initially going through being burned, but then also through the recovery. So that's seems like a great cause. And it took place in, I don't know if it's called Livonia, Michigan, but I believe I pronounced it right. But that was the photo there. Those guys won it. So I think that's pretty cool.
If it's Detroit and it's softball and it has to do with police office, law enforcement, DeSico is going to be part of it. He's always going to be involved with it. So,
all right, man. Need to ask him about that because I did want to. I know they're coming down. I do want to highlight a couple of the teams that are coming in. So I'm gonna have to find out about that here shortly. Let's see what's going on, Lyle. How you doing, man? Let's see here. All right,
Lyle's son, I think, just had a birthday as well.
All right.
I think earlier this week or maybe this weekend. So happy birthday.
Yeah, very cool. Happy birthday, man. Lyle, give us your son's name. We can give him a quick shout out. Now, this guy, I don't remember him, but I know I've seen him. Like as far as I don't know if I've ever really had a conversation with him, but I am noticing here and there that he is involved in a lot of shooting competitions. I'm sure he's on that specialized unit in Utah, I think is where he's probably from. But this guy's name's Tony Shipton, and he's always competing in these, in these shooting competitions, SWAT competitions, and all. And these guys really love their guns and do a lot of work, a lot of practice. So anyway, he ended up competing in this tournament or in this competition, and he walked away with the top handgun. When it comes to his performance in that competition. So Tony, I'm looking forward, man. I'd like to be able to highlight him one of these times. And I think it'd be really neat to meet up with him in Vegas. So either way, congratulations, Tony. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, man, do y'all have a full-time SWAT team?
Not the department that I work for. St. Louis County has a SWAT team that I work in St. Louis County, a municipality, right. St. Louis County, and we use the St. Louis County SWAT team. So yeah, we do have a full-time SWAT team that we use.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there's D Ward. What's going on, D Ward? We're going to show a picture of him in just a minute, and that scared the hell out of me. Damian Hull plays with MDF. That's who he plays with.
I said the full team name, D. I said Metro Detroit's finest. That's what MDF stands for. I don't know if he said that before I said the team name, or if he's I don't know what he's giving me trouble. He likes to mess around with me, so I'm not sure exactly what he's saying there. I don't know. Also, I don't know if anyone has seen D Ward lately. He looks like the caddy on Happy Gilmore. This guy's beard is out of friggin' control. It is everywhere, every direction. You don't even recognize the guy. If you haven't seen him in 2 years, you wouldn't recognize him. This guy is, I wish I had a picture of him. Actually, we do have a picture of him. I sent it to Deanna. It's the team picture. You'll get to see that later in the show.
Oh yeah, and he Audrey was concerned about him. She thought he had just given up on himself when she saw him. That's why she made a joke and told him, and I loved his look on that one. So yeah, man, we'll get to that. Let's see. Lyle says, Luke, the big 18. Happy birthday, Luke. Yeah. Hey,
There's old D.
yeah, there he is right there. And along with a couple of other legends that we're going to be showing here in just a second. But yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
point of this picture is that, just so you guys know, we were going to highlight the New York tournament, the East Coast Championships, with Jimmy Walters, and we had a 39-minute conversation. And what we decided was we were going to start creating our own segment of just highlighting tournaments. So that way everybody can fully express what they want to about their tournament, the happenings of the tournament, all the areas that you can go visit while you're there, being a destination, wherever these tournaments are held. So although we were going to include them in this podcast, what we're going to do now is create our own podcast or our own episode highlighting the tournament. So if you have a tournament out there, you're interested in highlighting it, easiest thing to do is let us know your tournament's coming up. You'd like it to be highlighted. Give us somebody that is willing to come on and talk about it, and just take pictures, maybe some videos of everything you have to offer, man. The location surrounding the tournament. If you got something special that you offer for the players, the fields would be a great thing. Any sort of event that takes place during the tournament, and then ultimately how the tournament ended up. And that'd be really what we'd ask for. And then we're glad to highlight it. At the New York tournament, I'm excited because, you had your special game, your game that highlighted one of the legends in our sport, in Donnie Meyer. And what I loved is, when you highlight Donnie, Rebecca, and you talk about, a true icon in the circuit, that's one of them. And ultimately, his contribution to the sport. I didn't know a lot of stuff that I found out in New York. So we're going to highlight that. And of course, Dan Spinelli, we're going to highlight him. Jimmy talks about Dan. I didn't know, again, the history of Dan. Don't know a whole lot of what goes on outside of Texas. And when it comes to the circuit, that's why I got Joe on here, as far as, besides his beautiful eyes and his
You're gonna make me blush again, man.
And his wonderful personality, it's also his knowledge of the circuit, because I don't know it. So it was very cool to be able to find out, about Dan. And so Jimmy is able to highlight all of those. So we'll have that coming out. I believe we're going to put it out this weekend at some point. So we'll post the notification, and you guys can tune into that interview.
And the good thing about giving every tournament their own episode is that you don't have to water it down with, all the Trini's travels and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or the compliments of Joe's eyes, his wonderful golf game,
yeah,
all that stuff.
BS.
We don't have to waste time with that. All right. So, and if you're interested in co-hosting with me on this show, let me know, because I'm looking for somebody new. All right. So let's see here. We have got now. There's Donnie. What's going on, man? Everything is going well, brother. Hey, man. So one of the things that unfortunately is a part of what we do, Joe, and we this show is, we want to uplift. We want to celebrate our camaraderie, ultimately our accomplishments in police softball, and those that are contributing to police softball. And one of the things that just took place here recently, unfortunately, is we got Caesar and Echi. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Echeverry, passed away here recently. And we all know that, when we're talking about, Red and the team that lost Caesar, today was the day that they laid him to rest. They had the actual funeral today. And Joe, you posted something on the Twitter. I think you showed, them taking him out of the stadium. So one of the things, let me get to this thing real quick. We've got the, so these pictures were sent to me by Red. What an awesome thing to be able to have, a memorial, a funeral, in an environment like that. The community obviously came together. I think it's the Marlins Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, is where that took place. And so I just think that when we get these types of situations that take place, especially when it's in our circuit, it's something that just hits a little bit closer to home for us within the circuit, because we see these people. I mean, the team is supposed to be coming down to Texas, and Red told me that it's still happening. Miami 5-0 is looking. One of the things that was brought up, and I'm going to let Red speak about this later, but one of the things that was brought up was how his fiance said he would not want his team to not go play, and we all understand that. And so for me, that was very impactful, because obviously his fiance understood the importance of what police softball is to us, and ultimately to Caesar and the team. So I thought that was such a touching thing to be able to hear. And, so they're going to be coming down, and we are going to be doing something very special this year when it comes to the last year. It was 9/11. We honored those that were, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. This time this was planned a while ago, and that was honoring our fallen on this particular weekend. And this is one of the reasons why I felt like it was important to honor our fallen, but now it hits even closer to home with one of ours within the circuit that would have come down and been with his team. So that's definitely going to happen. And so to the family, of course, we're very sorry. And of course to y'all on the Miami 5-0 team. Joe, if you don't mind, I'm going to give us just a quick second. And Deanna, if you don't mind bringing Caesar's picture back up. All right, man. So let me get through here. So on those photos, did you see that Brandon was there?
I was in a I didn't see in the photos until just now, but I was on a text thread with Brandon, and I was aware that he was there.
Okay. Do you happen to know, Joe, because I don't know, who the gentleman is with both of them?
That I'm not 100% sure. No.
I figured if Red sent these pictures, and I figured if he took a picture with him and Brandon took a picture with him, he might have been from the circuit. So we'll see if maybe we can find that out. And Deanna, I'm not keeping up with the comments, so if you have not showed any of those, if here and there, not too quickly, if you don't mind showing those things. So I'm gonna go on with let's see. Oh, did we show Dan Potter's comment? Dan says Tony Shipton, Hawkeye. All right, I'm interested. Find out what that's about. I will say this though, since Dan's on here, and how's it going, Dan? There was a raffle that Dan put on, and Dan, you're gonna have to put something in the details, and I'll bring it up if you don't mind. Dan put on a raffle, as he typically does, to help people within our circuit. He had one. He said it sold out really quickly, and I believe that he is going to be possibly, I don't know, putting on another one, but we'll see how it goes. But either way, Dan, if you don't mind, type up the details for me, and I'll put them on the screen, and we'll talk about it. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got next? All right, Joe. So one other thing I'm going to talk about, one of the things that I just want to touch on briefly again is, unfortunately, here in San Antonio, we lost an officer. And this is, unfortunately, his name's Justin, and I knew him pretty well. And our family has known him also. He ultimately decided, that at that point in his life, it was this, it's just a choice he made. And it's tough, because I never want to criticize somebody for what they're feeling at that time, but in the end, he was just, unbeknownst to a lot of people, man, he he was feeling a certain way and ended up you know taking his own life. And so Justin was at our Keepers of the Peace tournament last year. So I don't know, Dan, if we showed a picture. There we go. Justin, man, always has a great smile, always, wonderful attitude. I mean, he coached the flag football team from San Antonio, and they ended up winning it, last year. And so it was definitely devastating. And so obviously I'm going to, I'm going to say something really quickly. And that is, for those of you guys that are out there, because there is bound to be somebody who's going to watch this podcast that's going to sit there and say, that's going to statistically either have considered suicide, currently going through something that they're thinking about that, or will in the future. And I will just say it's tough for us in law enforcement to make that call, to reach out to somebody. And again, not going on it too much, but what I will say is I put a video out because I felt the need to that morning that I found out. I got the notification at around 6 a.m, and I put this video out a couple hours later. And I won't get into it too much other than just, I'm hoping you can hold on for just a second more before you make that type of decision, and just take 1 second at a time. Try not to take too much on. Just concentrate on the next second, man. And if you can, I know that this is good. It was good for me when I was at the lowest point in my life. And that's what I concentrated on, was just give it 1 more second. Give it 1 more second. Give yourself an opportunity to process things a little bit longer. And, it might make the difference. Again, personal experience, it did help. So that, obviously that is very, very personal to me. I've talked about it before. It's just what helped me. So I hope you guys might remember that if you hear this. But again, we'll do something later. And Deanna, if you don't mind, if you'll just we'll give Justin a quick moment. All right, so let's see here. What do we got going on? Ollie McMillan Jr. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Ollie?
Yeah, man. Oh, shoot. This is, let's see here. Sergio, new to our team, and he just tuned in. Look at that tattoo. That's pretty detailed there. Yeah, man.
New pickup, you said?
Yeah. Been in the circuit, been in our Texas area for a while, but ultimately just picked up with us. So we're excited to be able to have him here.
Very
Kevin
nice.
Smith, what's up, guys? Congrats, Joe, on a great Show Me Classic tournament. Can't wait to see everyone in Waxahachie.
Thanks, Kev.
Yeah, Texas Fugitives. That's another team that new to the circuit, and look at that, walked away with some hardware. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, huh?
We will.
All right. So let's see here. Stu, what's going on, Stu? How you doing, brother? Eddie Castro, Larry from the Metro Enforcers. All right. So let's see, what is he talking about? Larry from
Larry's the one that's in the picture with Red and Brandon.
Oh, okay.
He runs the Miami Metro Dade Enforcers team.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. I'm going to have to look him up because he looks like he probably has some experience. All right, let's see. So Dan says the second raffle is going on now. Second raffle is going on now on my Code 3 Facebook account. Okay, so go to Dan's Facebook account and check it out. Hey, Dan, do me a favor, man. Give me a couple of spots. I'm not sure what you've got, but I don't care what numbers. If there's openings, if you'll give me a couple, I'd appreciate it.
I'll take a couple as well.
Yeah, man. So let's see here. Stu says, WTF, this is becoming too often. I'm sorry for the loss of his family, department, community, and your loss. I appreciate that, Stu. It's difficult, man, because one of the things you think about is, did I do enough? I just talked to him. I texted him on Friday, I talked to him on Sunday, and then he, he took his life the following day. So that was pretty tough to and you kind of wonder sometimes, did I do it? It's I guess the good thing is just not take things for granted. When you get the opportunity to talk to somebody, have a good time, tell them, hey man, just so stay safe, be smart, whatever you want to do, but just feel good about every time you talk to somebody or spend time with somebody as much as possible, and realize that we talk about it often, but you never know what somebody's going through, and it might just be that thing that you say that can really impact somebody, or at a minimum give you peace that you did what you needed to do just in case something unfortunate happens. It doesn't have to be suicide, right? It could be an accident, could be anything. So, all right, man, I appreciate that, Steve. So let's see. Dan says, hope, hold on, pain ends. All right, Dan, I guess that's an organization maybe. Deanna, we'll look into that. Hope, hold on, pain ends. Sounds like that. All right, so let's see here. What do we got, Joe? All right, so the Show Me Classic recap. All right, so the first thing, Joe, we're going to do is we're going to talk about your players party. If you don't mind, I'm going to go into it, then you add what you want to add. But
okay.
So we got your players party, and here's that picture from this year's players party. Let me see what this is here. Oh yeah, one of the comments that I got when somebody saw this before we put it into our program is your shirt. Your shirt is hilarious, man. Because your face, if we cropped your face with that shirt, you 100% look like you hate people.
And I mean, that shirt, I don't hate everybody. I just hate about 99% of people. That's about it. 1%, that's a lot of people I still like.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it, Joe. I like that. Well, I'll tell you what, tell us about the players party, man. If people weren't able to be there, where do you have it and how did it go this year?
Well, for 8 out of the last 9 years, we've done it at PBR. It's at Ballpark Village. It's directly across the street from Busch Stadium. They're great. Their distributors are great. We usually get a roped off section right next to the bowl. So whoever wants to ride the bull, go ahead and jump on, and free drinks, free Anheuser-Busch products. We get bottles with some mixers set up in our booths. And when there's a Cardinal game going on, we set up a group. Whoever would like to go over there, I get them tickets, arrange for tickets for them. And this year we had a little over 100 people go. Typically it's right around 100 that go over to the game. And it was super hot that Friday, and most of the guys made it through about 5 innings, and then they made their way back over for some, little AC and some cheap beers. So, but it was a great time, great turnout. There's a lot of people there. It was good to see everybody again. And
you guys have food too, right? Don't you have food?
When there's a Cardinals game going, I typically don't get the food because there'll be 200 people there, and then right before the first pitch, all of a sudden there's 25 people. So it's like I don't want to get the food, and then all this food out there, and then there's only 20 people.
Well, in the past, though, you normally have a roped off area. You bring in pizza, things of that sort.
Yeah, so pizza, appetizers, stuff like that. This year we didn't do that. Anytime there's a Cardinal game, I won't do that just because a lot of food goes uneaten. I don't want to do that. So
got you. You know what I do love though is that there are so many restaurants. There's all kinds of stuff inside. What is it?
Yeah.
The
Ballpark Village.
Ballpark Village. There's so many restaurants, and it's all within the same building. So even if there's rain or the weather isn't that great, which every year I've been there, the weather's been perfect. But even if there's rain or whatever, man, it's a one-stop shop for entertainment, and so makes for a great players party.
It's a great atmosphere, especially that week we had the Cubs in town, and then followed by the Yankees. So
yeah,
you got a couple of historically great teams that come in, and the Yankees are having a pretty good year, and just made for a great atmosphere.
Yeah, man. Well, I know that let's say you had the players party the very next. So you got your fields. The fields are always in great condition. The maintenance staff always keeps everything tidy. And one of the things that I love is that the fields clear off quickly if there is any rain.
And we didn't have any rain during the tournament. which was great. But like I told you earlier, we had about 17 inches leading up the week before, and those guys, they did a great job making sure everything. Because I mean, that rain screwed up the warning tracks and everything else, and they had to dig those up, smooth them out, all that kind of stuff. But they did a
Yeah.
great job getting everything ready.
Yeah, man. So the fields are good. Ultimately ended up playing. You had let's see here. I know Deanna has the results ultimately of the tournament, but is there anything else you want to say before we get to those results? As far as the tournament, how'd the tournament go? I know we're going to go through those results in a second, but anything else?
The tournament went well. We had so Tyler Timmons, he was the Pontoon Beach police officer in Illinois on the other side of the river from St. Louis, who was shot and killed in the line of duty last October. His wife came out with
Oh, wow.
with their daughter. She threw out
Wow.
the ceremonial first
Awesome.
pitch. She gave a little speech to everybody that was there. It
Awesome.
was pretty encouraging words.
Yeah.
And she's a police officer herself.
Oh, really?
Over in Edwardsville.
Oh, wow.
And she threw out the first pitch. We got the tournament rolling after that. So,
Wow. Man, that's impactful there. I'm sure you could probably hear a pin drop on the fields when she was talking. That's moving. Hey, Kathy, how you doing, man? All right. So my sister-in-law, Kathy, they're the ones that live in Dallas, and they're the ones that are dealing with all that rain. But they also are the ones, Kathy and Jesse, they're the ones I want to go to a casino with you, Joe. I think we've gone to a casino with them, if I'm not mistaken. Kathy and
was this in
Jesse?
Reno? Maybe
Possibly, but I know
Reno
Jessica
or
was there for
Vegas.
sure. But I'll tell you this, we got to make it happen. You're gonna have a good time. The only thing, Kathy and Jesse, is Joe has been kicked out of a few casinos. I was with him on one of them, so we just got to kind of, we'll cut.
Well, listen, that wasn't my fault. Okay.
That was bad management.
We don't need to talk about that.
All right, my bad. Well, he wasn't really kicked out. They just kind of escorted him out, but he got back in the next day, so he was good. Let's see here. All right, so let's get to the bracket. So we have is it L management bracket? Is that right, Joe?
So L management bracket was the drop down bracket so you had we had the pool play led into the main bracket. Going into the main bracket, the number one seed was Angel Armor. They've been hyped up big time this year on the police softball website. Blair's been talking real highly of them, and they've been doing really well the last couple of years. But they were the number one seed, followed by Great Lakes, and everything kind of played out in the beginning.
Hold on real quick, Joe. Deanna,
yeah.
Can we bring that up? Whatever. So I know we talked. Did you say L management bracket? Is that right?
L management is the drop down from the main bracket.
All right, so let's start with that one real quick. We got that one. And how did they get to the drop down from the main bracket?
So the drop down is the first 5 teams eliminated. So you go 0-2, you drop down into this drop down bracket. L Management is a local company that sponsors that and covers the prizes and stuff like that for that bracket. But they so basically the first 5 teams that are knocked out in the first day of the tournament come back the second day, fresh start. They start up a new double elimination against everybody. So it's to me, you come back, you got an opportunity to have, if you don't have a great first day, you got an opportunity to start over. You got a great second day, you can make a nice run and still win some nice prizes.
Yeah, man. So the winners were the Texas Fugitives. Is that correct?
Yep. So the Texas Fugitives ended up having an awesome second day. I don't believe they lost a game. They ran through the drop down bracket, ended up beating Midwest Heat 10-7 in the championship game to take the title. And if you look in that picture right there, you can see 9 out of the 10 guys or 9 out of the 11 guys are wearing long sleeves. What you don't know is that it's 110 degrees with the heat index. It was like 70% humidity. These guys are out there in long sleeves, pants, and they ran through the second day. So the heat didn't bother them. It didn't seem like too much, obviously. And they had a great run there on Sunday.
You know what I love about that is it gives a team an opportunity. Sometimes you come shorthanded to a tournament, right? You start with 15 and freaking you just start losing people and you end up showing up with 10 people. So it's not always a reflection of your team's ability. It's just, hey man, we didn't cancel. We showed up. We had 10 guys. we lost. We didn't have our center fielder. We didn't have our third batter. I mean, it's all kinds of things that come into play, and it's a great thing because at least if we have a horrible showing, at least it's come back. Hey, maybe you have some adult beverages, in the dugout, everybody relaxes, and then you make a quick run, and at least you turn around and win something behind just hugs and kisses from your teammates.
And if you look on that bracket, you saw Minnesota Lawman, and they're a team that's typically not, that's Minnesota Lawman's had finished second, I think, 3 years in the St. Louis tournament.
Yeah,
they've always been like top 2, top 3. And if they ran into some injuries, some heat related issues where paramedics had to look at a couple of their guys that one of their younger guys who was dehydrated and stuff like that, got an IV and so those guys were done for basically the first day. And then second day, Hall of Famer Ken Fry had a bad knee injury and he was out. So, I mean, they ran into some bad luck in St. Louis this year. I'm glad they showed up, and I'm glad they, fought it out. And, hope to see Ken back in action soon. And I know the other guys will be fine, just like I said, dehydration set in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That heat will do it to you. Like I said, you're talking 110 heat index. It was rough. Hard to breathe. It was thick air that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that's how it is in Texas too. So get hydrated. All right. So we got the tournament bracket from the main division. We're going to bring that up right now if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so like I said, going into this bracket, number 1 seed was Angel Armor out of Colorado, and then number 2 was the Great Lakes. They won the last 2 years, St. Louis Show Me Classic. Well, everything kind of played out like you'd expect, and in the top of the bracket there, you got the top 2 seeds as the final 2 in the undefeated game. We got knocked out. We were the 3 seed, L&I Express, which is the new Kentucky, Indiana combo. They knocked us out for our first game of that bracket, and we had a huge long road ahead of us in which we were able to make a run and win 5 games to get back to the championship. And it was a lot of good close games in St. Louis, honestly. So
yeah.
I mean, there wasn't any huge blowouts or anything like that. Everything was close. I mean, the championship ended up being Great Lakes beat us 7-4. It was just a great defensive game. Just like web gems left and right on both sides. I mean, it was really, really well defensive played game.
Yeah.
But Angel Armor had an awesome run. They had a great run. The one game that stuck out to me, I guess, was, and that kind of shows what type of team Great Lakes really is Great Lakes is losing 10-1 to Angel Armor in that undefeated game in the final inning of the game. And we were playing on the other field, and we look over and they're losing by 9. And then all of a sudden you hear they always bring, 30, 40 fans with them every time they travel. So all of a sudden you start hearing screams and a bunch of like their fans going crazy. You start looking over and the score is going up. They end up scoring in the final. They're down 9. In the last inning, they score 16 runs.
God,
to end up winning that in that game after being down 9 in the last inning. And that just shows you what type of team that is. Never give up, never lay down. And their fans were going absolutely crazy. But
those are the memories that you talk about forever. Remember that time when we were down and we, and everybody that came up to bat, they came through, man. What a great feeling.
Yeah, like I said, that just tells you what type of team that is, man. That's why that team's always in the championship game, man. Or a lot of the times they are. They never lay down, they never give up, and they keep battling until the end. Yeah, but a lot of those teams. Angel Armor had a great run. L&I Express had a great run. It was good seeing a lot of the same faces and a lot of new faces out there.
Yeah, man. Well, Tyler Wilson, what's up to our Canadian connection? And Donnie and them says hopefully they can make it to St. Louis next year. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, let's bring that picture up one more time real quick, Deanna, as far as the championship team there, Great Lakes. Man, it's a good group of guys. And you know what? Consistency. they got a lot of consistency on that team, you know, and man, that's a wonderful feeling to be able to have the same guys showing up doing the. Oh my God, look at D Ward! Holy smokes!
Look at that thing, man.
Oh my God, I guarantee there's a centipede in there somewhere and probably a half-eaten apple.
I mean,
There's stuff in there, I promise you.
he like I said, he looks like the caddy from Happy Gilmore with that thing.
Well, congratulations to Great Lakes, man. They're on a roll again. Always are every year. It seems like they're rolling along. Let's see here. Hey, Joe, one more time on your team. What I want to say is that your team has made it now. And this is a great thing. It's a compliment. Your team has made it to the championship. And how many tournaments this year?
4 out of the 5 we played.
And how many times out of the losers bracket do you know?
Twice out of the losers bracket out of those 4, but not one of those did we come out on top.
Yeah.
But we did get there. So I mean, we find a way to make it there. We just gotta, figure out a way to, win that last game one of these times. Maybe Waxahachie will be the difference maker for us.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, either way, to be able to make it to the championship and all those is just, that's a great thing. And I know you can get down. It's a struggle, but at the same time, it's like, damn, we're right there, man. And what are we all working for, right? Ultimately, we're working for Vegas. That's what we're putting all the work in. So I think it's a great position to be in. Let's see here real quickly. You got a picture here from somebody from DeMarini. Who's this, Joe?
Oh, that's DT, Dennis Turner. Him and Mike Cornell hooked us up with some bats for the tournament. Okay. Mike Cornell's been great over the years. Dennis Turner's been great over the years, and he just got picked up again by DeMarini. So he actually lives in St. Louis, and he came out to the tournament, hung out for a little bit, and I really appreciate everything DeMarini does for my tournament and has done for my tournament over the years.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And the last thing is the plaque. Got a little plaque here that you were able to give away here. There you go. I love the logo, man.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I went back to it this year. We changed it up last year just to try something new, but the feedback I got was go back to the other one. This one sucks. So that's what
I did. The market will speak. The market will guide you if you listen.
And I went back to the new logo, and these T-shirts that we made sold out quicker than any other T-shirt I've ever made. So
I like the color too, man. It makes you look more fit, more slim. I don't know. Maybe red's your color. You're welcome. Let's see what Dan says. Look at this. I love this. Dan says, look at this.
Yeah, that's true. We're like the Jim Kelly Buffalo Bills. We make it to the dance. We just can't do anything once we're there. No, I really like what our team's doing this year. Honestly, it's we got a lot of good pieces of the puzzle.
That's cool.
We got depth like we've never had.
Yeah,
and it's guys fighting to get out there and play, and then that's a good thing. That's a good thing, and it breeds competitiveness, and guys go out there and bust their ass, and it's worked out well for us this year. I think, like I said, hopefully we can get over that hump here these next 2 in Dallas and or Waxahachie and in Vegas.
Deanna, we're good with that picture. Thank you. And it's called Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
All right, man. Well, that's good, man. Sounds like a great tournament. Congratulations. Happy that you got through it unscathed, and ultimately you can start working on your golf tournament, man. Kudos to you. Good job.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So now we've got our Keepers of the Peace tournament that's coming up. And this one is, we got an updated team list. So that it's taking place in Waxahachie, Texas, just like I said. And so we got let's see, what do we still have, Dan? Let's show that team list. Or do we have the team list up? Yeah, there we go. So we dropped 1, which isn't too bad at this point. I really, we started with 21, but we're able to keep 20. So as of right now, and I never fault anybody for having to back out. I mean, nobody intends to back out, so it's not an issue. But 20 teams, still pretty good. I like the teams that are here. Great representation from all over the nation. And man, I'm excited. I'm hoping everybody's still able to make it. And everybody's still on board for it. So we're going to reach out again here in a couple of days, but I'm excited about that. It's continuing to maintain teams. One thing about the hotels. So we've sold out our hotels that we had, but we were able to find this one. Now it's in Midlothian, I believe. Let's see what Deanna said, because I think Deanna had put on here how far away it is from the let's see,
15 minutes from the field.
Yeah, there you go. Is it on there? Is it on the
Yep,
slide? Oh, okay.
right
I
on the
couldn't
screen
see it.
there.
Okay, I couldn't see it. I had to minimize my screen to be able to follow the notes from the outline. But yeah, that's good. 15 minutes, and that's a great rate. And 15 minutes is nothing, man. There's a lot of hotels that are further than that when it comes to a lot of tournaments. So the two hotels that we got are like 5 minutes from the field, and this one is 15. If you want to book here, go to our message board. There's a link there. I'm not sure if the block is still there, but either way, I'm hoping they'll still have availability for you. What were you gonna say, Joe? I'm sorry.
I don't recall.
All right. Let's see.
Sorry.
So that's all right. We got the hotel. We are now. I want to be able to bring up that you guys know that this year it's a bat provided tournament. Elite is again providing bats for the tournament. So we've got a great bat. And here's a cool thing. Last year we had bats. Let's see. Do we have a photo there, Deanna, of the bats from last year? So last year.
Keepers of the Peace bat?
Yep. Nope. Okay. So Deanna doesn't have that one there, but we'll get it next time. Point being is it was a great bat. This year we've created a bat that I think every team is going to really be anxious to want to purchase. And so what we're going to do is, of course, when we get the actual finished product, we'll show it on the podcast. So we have multiple podcasts that are going to be coming on. But for right now, I'm going to unveil the design for this year's Keepers of the Peace tournament bat. And I personally think it's pretty cool. So let's unveil it now. So this is our 2022 Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championship bat. And I really love that, going along with the theme of what it is we were trying to do for this tournament was we're honoring our fallen, right? And so when you talk about honoring our fallen, we all, it's a calling. If you're in it for the right reasons, you were born for this, you live for this, and you'll die for this. And obviously we just touched on those that have paid that ultimate price, and for those that didn't die in the line of duty, but chose that at the moment, the decision was that they saw that the best way out was to take their own lives. They don't get that type of recognition, but in the end, a part of what is the stressor is what we do every day. A part of the stressor is what we deal with out there. So they also were born for it, lived for it, and died for it. So that was a part of the message. Had no idea we were going to experience what we experienced when we were coming up with this design. But Joe, you notice what's on that thin blue line?
That's a badass bat. Yeah, I noticed that. all the states that are represented in the tournament have looks like they got an outline of their state on the thin blue line. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I think that this is really unique. I think it might be a concept that I might keep when it comes to future tournaments, regardless of what design I come up with. I might include those states that sign up early enough to be able to be included on the bat. I think that might be something that I do. But I think that's a really cool display bat because, one of the guys on our team, man, he plays conference ball, and he uses that bat that Elite sold last year at the tournament, the Onyx bat, and he uses it in all his tournaments, and he loves it. He can't wait for this new bat to come out. And anyway, I just think it's a really neat design. I'm super excited about it, and I've got some, let's see, let's see here. Well, I got Stu that says that they stayed in the Midlothian Hotel the first year, and it's a nice hotel and a 10-minute drive. So that's cool.
Nice.
And this is impressive. Softball by Fat says the bat is fire. That means a lot to me, man. I want to say his name, but I'm not. But that's impressive to me because this dude will speak his mind. He will tell you what he thinks. He'll give you his opinion. He's very outspoken. So coming from him, that means a lot. I'll just say Frank because it doesn't matter. Nobody figured that stuff out. But I just think that makes me feel good. So thank you very much for that, man. Stu says, how do we get one if we're not at the tournament? Hey, man, if you send me a message, I'll communicate it to Deanna, and then we can talk to Elite and Los, Ryan, Bart, and the crew. We'll talk to them, man. And there's only a limited number. And the thing that I stress to you guys that are coming to the tournament, at the players' party will be your first opportunity to buy the bat, and they're limited weights. So if there's a particular bat that you want to swing, because a lot of these bats, Joe, they're showpieces. I got 3 bats sitting over here that are just showpieces. Tyler got me a bat from Canada, thin blue line bat, put some stickers on there. I thought it was so special. I got that here. My Keepers of the Peace bat, the bat from the previous year when it comes to the El Presidente bat, I've got that one here. They're show bats. I'm keeping them. They're never going to be swung. And so this is the kind of bat that I think is kind of look towards that aspect of designing a bat. Is it's a showpiece first, and if you want to swing it, cool. But you definitely want to get your weights in because they sell out, and then you don't.
Did they say are the weights half ounce?
They do have those. Yep.
Or is it 25 and a half, 26 and a half, 27 and a half? Is that
I think it's halves. I think I'll have to go back, but the good thing is I can let those guys from Elite know, Los and Ryan, they're working with us. Chucky's now is helping us with the design for a jersey. And so I'll let them, I'll ask them. Maybe we can bring that up on the next podcast. But yeah, definitely you want to get your order in quickly. But if you send me a message, I'll make something happen, man. They don't pre-sell them. And then they don't, once they're done selling them, that's it. You can't get them again. I had tons of people asking about the Keepers of the Peace bat from last year, and they're just not available.
Well, those bats are hotter than firecracker. Them things are. I still swing the one I got. I went to play in a tournament last weekend.
Yeah,
and that thing's a hell of a bat still.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to swinging this one. I'm sure it's going to be just as hot as last year's model.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited about it. Let's see here. You might have to put one aside for me, Trini. And then Dan says, I'll take a 227 ounce. Last year's bat was one of the best made. That's cool, man. I'll make sure and communicate that to Elite. Deanna, if you don't mind, will you take a little screenshot of these comments so that way I can just send that to Elite. And anybody else, I mean, if you're on the show and you want one, if you'll make a comment, and then I'll be able to have that and put that order in for you. But yeah, man, of course it's available to those that attend the tournament, but I'll still make that happen. Daniel Martin says, got to buy 2, one to swing and one for show. I agree. That's what I do. And so yeah, man, good idea. All right, so let me see what I got next. So I'm excited about that bat. We are in the process of working on a tournament. Well, Elite brings a shirt that they do that usually matches the bat, but this year we're going to do something a little different. I don't have the design just yet done, so tune in the next podcast. You'll see the tournament jersey. And then we also have a tournament shirt that we're creating that's going to honor these fallen officers, and I promise you're going to enjoy that too. So let's see here. We've got the prize packages. So one of the things that I will tell you is I don't have the specifics quite ironed out yet, but I do know that we're going to have the majors and we're going to have gold division. In the majors division, they're going to be getting a uniform package. And in the runner-up division, they're also going to be getting a uniform package. So we'll specify that in the next show, what it is it'll be. But that is from DFW Sports. And this is Cade Hall. He's a fireman who is here out of the Dallas area. And he obviously, you see Utah, SA Law. He actually helps quite a few teams within the circuit with his designs. So Cade will be Dan, if you don't mind, take a screenshot of this one also, please. He will be helping us out with those packages. We also have the an MVP and a Gold Glove for both divisions, and we'll announce those packages later. I think it's going to be really unique this time, Joe. As far as I've never seen a trophy, if you will. It's not really qualifying as a trophy, but it is something very unique. It's unique to Texas, and I think it's going to be something for you that you're going to be excited to take back home. And then we're going to do a little something for third place in each division. It's not anything crazy.
When are you revealing this this award that you just spoke of?
Oh yeah, well, we might do it in the next podcast. We'll have to see. I believe we'll be able to do it before the next, not the podcast we're highlighting the East Coast Championships with the Hounds, but maybe after that one. It'll be next week for sure. So next week I'll be able to. I believe I'll be able to reveal those trophies. I think it's going to be neat. It's very unique. So you
Does
can
it
see
have your face on it?
Our face. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll reveal a face we're considering next year. And it was on some cupcakes from one of our tournaments at the Keepers of the Peace tournament there in Waxahachie.
All right, let's not do that.
Yeah, we are going to have a Beef O'Brady's. Don't forget that. It's Thursday the 8th. We'll show a few pictures here, but it's a taco bar. So you got to make sure you can get your wristbands when you come in. But we'll have a taco bar. And everybody loved the food last year. I was very happy about that. We talked to them because all these guys, if you look at that picture, a bunch of meat eaters. So the rice and beans and everything else was there, but the meat was running out pretty quickly. So we talked to them about that. So they're going to make sure they keep the meat coming. It's free. You guys don't have to pay for it. Show up, you get the food. They're going to have happy hour specials. You can do your early tournament check-in there. Make sure you show up and get your early tournament check-in to get your bands, because you don't want to show up on the morning of when you're trying to get your team together, get some hits in and all that stuff. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that you show up with your team, get registered. That way, you can just show up and worry about stretching and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. We have a registration link in the description. Make sure you, as a coach, fills out your registration link. I'm telling you right now, this takes up a lot of time. If you can put the time into it now, it'll greatly help your team. So make sure you register with the link, you coaches. And let's think here, Joe. I think, oh, shoot. Stu says, big question is, will there be a Waxahachie pumpkin? Oh, there'll be a Waxahachie pumpkin. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. I appreciate you, Stu.
Why'd you have to bring that up, Stu?
I think, Deanna, we should show the Waxahachie pumpkin one more time on the next podcast. I think we're going to do that. I love it. It's something that is so memorable for me as a tournament coordinator. And it's obvious by the amount of documentation we put into the Waxahachie pumpkin every year. If you don't know what we're talking about, I promise you're going to enjoy it when you see it in the videos. So thanks for bringing that up there, man. Let's see here. Softball by Vat says, I'll text you my size, and I have to see what last year's bat is. All right. Well, I can show that here in just a second. But Dan Potter says, Code does good work. I've been using him for about a year and a half. Oh, Cade. Yeah, he's talking about Cade. Yep. Hold on real quick. We're almost done. Hold on. This is the bat that Vlad uses on our team in that conference play. And this is the bat that Joe's talking about. Still in the wrapper.
I think Softball by Fat's wanting to know what on the end of the knob there. What does it say? I think he's looking at what his bat was, if he got one last year, what his size was. That's what he's. So yeah, they're half. So they're going to be half ounces. So you're talking 25, 26, 27 and a half.
Yeah.
For those three. If they're doing, I'm assuming that's all honest, because that's how El Presidentes are too.
Yeah. Pretty cool bat, man. Still in the wrapper.
They're both cool, but I'm telling you that design that you just showed me, because I remember we were talking about the designs when you're coming up with this idea, and from what the original plan was to what that turned into, it looks awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Looks really good.
Thank you. I am people. All I will say is that it takes a little bit of time to come up with something. You got to think it through, but I was really happy when I came up with that idea, and ultimately, I believe with the job that Elite does, the finished product's going to be badass. Especially if you bring it up one more time, Deanna. Especially because I love the barrel, like the, what do you call that? The little handle part that comes up. I like that. It's almost like a blue purple kind of look. And I think it's going to really stand out when it comes to a showpiece. So I am excited. And thank you, Joe, for that, because I know you.
Well, anyway. Here's the deal. I thought that you've been traveling for the last 4 or 5 months, and you've been out of the country, and I figured the bat wasn't on your mind, and you're just going to let that go, and it's going to be shitty, and then you show that, and I was like, oh, I did a good job.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And then again, big shout out to Elite, because they let me have my way when it comes to these things, and so I really do appreciate that. Let's see here. And then the last thing is Angel Armor. So if you guys have looked on the thread, Angel Armor needs a shortstop or a 5-man. If you go to the message board, they're looking for one. And I don't know if somebody's from Angel Armor that's tuning in. If you can let us know if that's still the situation or not, if you found somebody. But if not, we do have a wild card option. So a team, although we do follow PS.com rules, the exception to the rule is allowing one wild card player that is from anywhere you want it to be. So I give the guys from Canada a chance to come down and play with the team. I give a state that's not connected to a state that's bringing a team an opportunity to jump on. So last year we had Daniel Martins from California. This year we were able to give Thies, Tyler Thies, an opportunity to come from New York and be able to play in the tournament. His team unfortunately was not going to be able to make it, so he's coming down this year and he's going to play. I'm trying to spread it out to give people an opportunity who are wanting to come to the tournament to be able to play that opportunity. So don't forget that.
And if you're talking about Colorado playing in your tournament, they're short a middleman.
Angel Armor, yeah.
Angel Armor. So just so they know, there's a couple teams in Nebraska that are not attending your tournament, I don't believe. So maybe if they reach out to I-80 or Omaha 5-0, one of those teams out of Nebraska, I know they got several guys there. Maybe one of those guys could help fill in and make the drive down.
Got you. Well, we just got that message. Let's see. We didn't find anyone, but we will make do with what we have. Thank you guys, though. Mateo Tao. All right, man. No problem. I'm really happy to be able to have them down. And hey, man, here's something that's important. We got from Tony or Anthony, hi, everyone. And a quick thank you to all from me and the Miami 5-0 guys. We felt the love in wake of the massive loss. Forever thankful, Red. So, yeah, man, our hearts are with you, Red. I've sent you multiple messages. And one of the things that Red talked about, which we're going to highlight later, is the love he felt from the circuit. And by the way, Jeff just joined us. Let's see there. There he is. One of the things that was important, and this is why I know it was important to start this circuit, and ultimately why we contribute to the circuit the way we do, is because Red said that he felt the overwhelming love from the PS.com circuit. He felt the support, the love. Everybody is sending messages. And I think that's just, again, a testament to Dale and Jeff's having the foresight to be able to create what they created. And now we get to take part in that. And it's a part of your legacy that ultimately really made a difference and will be remembered for quite a few years to come. At some point over time, we're all going to fade out of our names will probably not be mentioned anymore and all, but at least what we did is what we do in life echoes in eternity. That's what's on my chain. And ultimately, that's what ended up happening because of this circus. So Tony or Red, thank you for sharing that. And ultimately, our hearts are with you, like we talked about. And then Stu said he wished he could make it this year, but he knows it's going to be great. So yeah, man, we'll miss you, Stu, on this one. But we are planning a trip down to Napa Valley, so I'm sure that that's going to work out really well. Well, Joe,
Trini planning a trip. That's weird.
Oh, you have no idea what's coming up, but yeah, man. Either way, Joe, man, I'm excited. This was a cool show. I'm happy to be able to highlight what we did. And congratulations again on the St. Louis Show Me Classic. Everybody said nothing but great things, as typical with your tournament. And I'm ultimately excited to be able to highlight, the Keepers of the Peace tournament that's going to be coming up. And our opening ceremonies are going to be very special. So this year, I believe we're going to do a little bit of a better job documenting those opening ceremonies and posting that, because I think it's going to be very impactful. So, hey, man, thanks everybody for tuning in again. It was a great showing. I think we had 29 people at one point, maybe 30. And for a 1 hour notice that we're having a podcast, that was pretty damn good. So, Joe, thank you for making the time to be able to join us.
It was great being back with you, my man.
Yeah, man. And everybody else, we appreciate you. And for Joe Monahan, for Trinidad, and Deanna Ramirez, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And please don't forget that I got your 6.